in this video I will explain the concept of meanders. So what is a meander? So suppose if this is a river flowing along its slope. While the river is flowing, so we can take this as the river. So while the river is flowing, there will be sediments present or the sediments deposited because of the flowing of the river, because of which erosion and deposition of the sediments will also happen. So because of the deposition of sediments in its way in the flow of the river, the water will get little bit of resistance from these sediments which are present in its course, and because of which the river will take a slight bend. Slight, see, we can see here, right? Slight bend in its course because of the sediments. And over the time what happens? Because of the river is taking slight bend or changing its course slightly, the lateral erosion will increase. What is it called? Lateral erosion. What is the meaning of lateral erosion? Lateral erosion means the erosion is happening on the edges or it is happening horizontally, horizontal erosion, not increasing the depth of the river, but it is expanding horizontally. That is what we are calling as the lateral erosion. And over the time what happens? The lateral erosion will increase and it will start. See, here we can see the formation of meanders itself, right? So because of the sediments present on its way, it is taking a slight curve here, right? Slight curve. And over the time what is happening? Because of the lateral erosion, the more erosion is happening here, and that part what we call as the cut bank region, right? And while the river is flowing this way, here more erosion is happening, and the other side or the inner bank, more deposition of the sediments is happening, and this area is called as the point bars. So we understood, right, what is cut bank and point bar? Cut bank is the point where the more erosion is happening, more lateral erosion is happening because of the river flow, and point bars are formed because of the deposition of the sediments that has got eroded in a river flow, right? And after some times what happens? Over the period of time, the neck of the meander, the loop that has been created here, right, that is called as the meander. Over the time what happens here? The neck of the meander will becomes so narrow, and when there is heavy rain or when there is heavy floods, because of the heavy flow of the water in this river or the heavy rains, what happens here? The neck will get eroded. And the river will flow in its initial original way only, creating a simple loop. So that is separated. This gets separated eventually. So because of the heavy floods or the rains, the narrow neck of the meander will get eroded, and this part will become cut off from the river, forming an oxbow lake. So what is a meander? Meander is a pronounced winding curve or loop in a river channel formed on the flat plains by both erosion and deposition. That is what is called as the meander. Okay, thank you.